Hi guys, ZCrazyG here, and today I just want to share my thoughts on the current Grand Prix, the back-end time Grand Prix. We're now nearing its end, so much like I did with the Nitro Tour Grand Prix, I just want to look over how the content of this Grand Prix have fared. Now, just to note, I'm gonna judge this simply based upon the Grand Prix and its content and not the microtransactions. I'm gonna keep those out of this. Despite the fact that they were introduced in this Grand Prix, I feel it's not fair to negatively bring down my judgment of the content we got because of the microtransactions, because they are separate things. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the back-end time Grand Prix. I think some of the features that this Grand Prix introduced are fantastic, like being able to access the Grand Prix menu and the pit stop while being in the online menu, but mainly being able to get a Nitro point bonus not just from characters introduced in the Grand Prix, but any character that received a new skin in the Grand Prix as well. It just means you're not having every single person playing as the same 4 characters for the whole Grand Prix, and just allows more of an option for players, especially considering that I think the character inclusions, at least compared to Nitro Tour, is fairly weak. Now, Baby T is an awesome inclusion, and also props for making him a speed character. But yeah, I just don't get what the point is in these fucking baby things. They just feel like a tacked on excuse for another character. And okay, in Baby Crash's case where he has different stats to regular Crash, I can kind of see the appeal. But with Baby Coco, she just has the exact same stats, so what is the point? It just feels like wasted character slots that could have been allocated to much more requested and deserving characters. Also, where were Baby Cortex and Baby Entropy? I know the data mine can never be accurate, but not having them included, especially when they already have character models of them made, just seems like wasted potential, even if these baby characters are pointless. Like, if you're gonna put the baby characters in, at least go all out with it. The new skins though that came with this Grand Prix I think are really cool. The Mad Scientist skin, Stone Age Entropy, Wooden Entrance, Gladiator Tiny, I really like all of these. The kart selection is also really good, more varied than Nitro Tour to be sure, though I do think the karts from that Grand Prix were better overall. While I'll admit the Nostalginator is kind of meh, I really like the Probulot 2000, it's nice to have another hovering car. And the Mammoth, though I can see it being an acquired taste, I think is a really nicely stylized and well designed kart. And I also think it's a cool touch that they've chosen to implement karts that are more themed around the Grand Prix. As well as all of this, all the decals, paint jobs and all that lot are also really good. I also think the challenges for this Grand Prix are a lot better and more varied this time around, which is a big improvement from the last one. Except when you have dumb fucking challenges like beating the Hyperspaceway without turbo pads, like what the fuck? But overall, I will say they are much better than Nitro Tour. But now onto the main event, Prehistoric Playground, and again, much like Twilight Tour, this is another solid track. It's got a really good variety in track layout and visuals, areas that are more open, mixed with more tighter and narrow sections with very well placed shortcuts. It's a longer and more challenging track than Twilight Tour for sure, but it is still just as good. Beanox are certainly proving themselves to be great with all these original tracks so far. And I mean, yeah, another solid Grand Prix, though I feel it's a little bit weaker than Nitro Tour. While I do love the feature additions this Grand Prix made, and while I feel that the content is good, it's just not quite as good as Nitro Tour's. I also have this feeling, however, that when we look back on this Grand Prix, it will always inevitably be tainted though by the addition of microtransactions along with it. As much of a shame that would be, because we did get some good content here, but I just feel it will always be overshadowed by that negativity. And so yeah, the next Grand Prix to come is Spyro, which I'm sure tons of people are gonna look forward to. And while I myself am not a huge Spyro fan, I'm still really intrigued to see what comes out of it. And so with that, thank you very much for watching this video, everyone. Feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.